Some people are born lucky, others are born cursed. But Edward Hale was somehow both. In the summer of 1957, Hale was a 29-year-old structural engineer working for a private company contracted by the US government. His job was simple: inspect remote facilities, evaluate radiation shielding, and report back. Nothing dangerous, nothing unusual, at least. That's what he believed. His first accident happened on a blazing July morning. Hale had been instructed to visit a testing outpost in Nevada area he'd been told was inactive for months. He drove for hours through the desert until he reached a checkpoint that appeared abandoned. No guards, no trucks, just silence. Assuming he was early, he walked forward, clipboard in hand. When the ground trembled beneath his feet, then the sky turned white. The shockwave hit him like a giant's fists, knocking him flat. He felt the heat before he heard the sound of burning wind that seemed to peel the desert open. Hale didn't know it yet, but he had walked into the outer radius of an unannounced nuclear test. He survived with burns, temporary blindness, and a concussion. Doctors told him it was a miracle, but Hale's miracles weren't over. 3 years later, in 1960, he was sent to New Mexico for what seemed to be a routine inspection of electrical systems. His map showed an old research bunker that had supposedly been decommissioned. He approached cautiously, remembering the Nevada incident, but again, everything was quiet, too quiet. The doors were unlocked. The lights were on. A low hum echoed through the hallways. Hale walked deeper inside and noticed a strange, bright glow leaking from beneath a heavy steel door labeled Testing Chamber B. He reached for the handle just as a voice screamed behind him, "Don't touch that. Get down." The explosion was deafening silent for a split second, then roaring with unimaginable force. Hale was thrown against a wall. Dust filled his lungs. Alarms wailed. A nuclear device, part of a subcritical experiment, had misfired inside the chamber. Hale had been standing 20 feet from a blast, capable of vaporizing steel. Again he lived. 2 nuclear accidents, 2 impossible survivals. The government quietly debriefed him, stamped thousands of pages classified, and sent him home. Hale went on medical leave and never returned to government work. But the story didn't end there. Over time, he developed strange symptoms: headaches, flashes of light behind his eyes, moments where he swore he heard voices in radio static. Doctors could never explain why his radiation levels fluctuated wildly, sometimes normal, sometimes dangerously high. Some believed Hale was the luckiest man alive. Others whispered he had absorbed something from those blasts, something that clung to him like a shadow before he died in 1998. Edward Hale gave one final interview. When asked how he survived not 1, but 2 nuclear explosions, he smiled weakly and said, "I don't think I survived them. I think they kept me." To this day, his files remain partially classified, his survival officially labeled as statistically implausible. Yet, the legend of the man who walked into 2 nuclear blasts in America lives on, half miracle, half mystery.